Superman 3. This time is going to be the best time of all.
Hey folks, welcome back to Movie Nights. It's been forever and a day since we talked about Superman 2. Well, I had to take a short break, and I'm pleased to say that I've recovered from 4 hours of Superman 2 to watch 2 hours of Superman 3, which feels almost as long. So great news! Jarrell's gone! Bye! We won't miss you! So real quick, before we get into this, I feel that I should give Superman 1 some more credit. Because I don't think in the video I gave it quite the proper importance that it has in the superhero genre. Because the 1978 Superman movie was the first big blockbuster superhero movie. It was the predecessor to all of these ones that we have now. It was the first one to show that it could be heartfelt and sad and exciting and action-packed and something a little less goofy than Adam West running around with bombs and shark repellent.
Some days you just can't get rid of a bomb.
Superman 3 might as well have had Adam West running around with bombs and shark repellent. I just want to give some apologies to Richard Donner for giving him crap about his anti-comedy kick going on when he was editing his own version of Superman 2, because lordy, this was the worst. This leans heavily into the comedy. First example, one of the big names in this movie is Richard Pryor as Gus Gorman. I just waltzed in from another movie! The very first scene we have is Richard Pryor in the unemployment line trying to get a job and then decides he's going to become a computer programmer. Cue the slapstick! This credits intro is just cram-packed with the worst kind of comedy. Especially it seems to be focused on this blind guy. Blind people are idiots. This goes on forever. Superman knocked over phone booths.
Here, put some bike in it.
What you know, hey.
They could have cut some of this and saved us so much time. And why did Clark have to buy a newspaper? Is the Daily Planet that cheap? I hope you're ready for nothing to happen with him for a while, because Soups is checked out for much of this movie. Okay, so Clark weasels a story out of his class reunion. Like, he just wants to be paid to take a vacation there. Like, who in Metropolis is gonna care about this?
I even found my old high school sweater.
Well, I guess sometimes you gotta get out of Metropolis, the big apricot.
Do you know how lucky you are to live in Metropolis? The big apricot?
He's got his Letterman sweater tied around his shoulders. Let go of the past, Clark. Reliving his glory days of being a nerd in a small farming town. So, keeping with the pattern of the other two movies, it starts with a big action piece with Superman saving everyone.
I mean, that fire, it's spreading like wildfire.
Is that a joke? He ends up freezing the top of a lake, picking it up, and throwing it over the fire. I got some problems with this whole solution to this. Okay, like, first of all, that ice is just gonna crush everyone. Just crush them to death. But let's go with their logic. That the fire immediately melts it. Everyone's gonna get boiled alive. Superman, you monster! And then we got the whole love triangle, but not plot going on in this movie. Lois is written out of the movie in the first 10 minutes as going on vacation to Bermuda.
Bermuda.
She gone. And it's a good thing too, because immediately Clark meets up with his old sweetheart Lana Lang at the school reunion. Love triangle! That only involves 2 people. And is not even really a thing. I've got to make it so Lois and I never met. This goes nowhere, so don't get too attached. Apparently there was some conflict between Margot Kidder and some of the people behind the scenes, so they reduced her part, and boy does this come off as a mean-spirited way to put her in her place. She even has the line, "Seems I've got some competition."
Seems I've got some new competition.
Please save me from this. It would be different if this had been played differently and her character had been around, or there was some story reason for this, but no, she just goes on vacation and then everyone thinks she's old news. Kinda undercuts the first 2 movies and the whole reason that Clark had to turn back time and get rid of his powers and stuff. Who cares? Doesn't matter. And what happened to exposition parents and their whole no dating mortals while you got powers rule? Just gonna forget about that one? Meanwhile, Richard Pryor is hacking the system at his computer programming job to make some more money. I can't wait until these 2 plots intertwine. Enter Robert Vaughn as Ross Webster, a super rich guy with a ditzy sidekick. Thank God, a new nemesis for Soups. Or as Superman for the NES calls him, Loss Webster. Superman 3 script, copy Webster, replace Luthor. And you got a new villain! Apparently they didn't want to be overly repetitious by bringing in Lex Luthor again and having him constantly escaping jail, so they just wrote in the same character? Bullshit. Gene Hackman turned you down and we all know it. And did we really need Lex Luthor in part 2, let alone 3? I mean, let's face it, he's a hack who's only good for stealing cakes. He hires Richard Pryor to hack into a weather satellite, which will somehow control the weather, and allow them to destroy the Colombian coffee industry? For some business-related reason? This might be dumber than Lex Luthor's plan to missile California off the map.
What the hell is going on?
How would a weather satellite be able to control the weather? That's not what they... how are they this stupid? And of course this weather satellite is located in Smallville, in some factory called the Wheat King or something? At Wheat King, apparently, everyone just works in their product placement filth. Fun fact you guys might not know about weather satellites. Not only are they weather machines, but they can also control ATMs, the mail, make crosswalks fight. Why is it day over there and night in Smallville? This place controls all of these things, but it's only got 1 guard?
What you know, hey.
Now Richard Pryor can control the weather! And then they order some homemade kryptonite from, I don't know, eBay? Sure, why not? Did Loss Webster's good buddy Lex Luthor tell him about that? Or... So Loss Webster has a ski slope on top of his building? This has nothing to do with the weather plot. It's just a thing that he has. But it's not like anything Lex Luthor would do. I'm so confused. I expected Superman to save him, and then maybe his turn later would make more sense, but no! Apparently the laws of physics don't apply in this world!
What the hell is going on?
In this shot, you can see a fly buzzing around Superman like the garbage this movie is. Superman is not aware that anything is going on until maybe an hour 10 into the movie. He spends most of his time just dinking around with Lana or promising to go to kids' birthday parties. Clark's still an idiot living on borrowed time. Look at this bit in the beginning. He changes into his Superman outfit in a photo booth. There's pictures of him there. Why would he do that? And again, with the clothes dissolving, he doesn't need to change anywhere. Just pick one, you can't have both. At this part, he sneezes and smashes some bowling pins. He's lucky his sneeze didn't kill Lana's kid. That Superman's a menace! These are not things that would protect his identity. These are things that would reveal it. So everyone who was arguing in the last one that the bumbling is just part of his persona can eat it.
Bye.
And then the fake kryptonite turns him evil. It was laced with evil juice. Commence the mild annoyances! He straightens up the Leaning Tower of Pisa, blows out the Olympic torch. Why? Why? These are supposed to be indicators that he's gone bad? It turns his costume darker. The DCEU ain't got nothing on this. When he's evil, he falls for the hot blonde assistant, and she's wearing like a serpent and apple necklace to indicate that this is a sin. Whoa, what does this mean?
He's coming over. Did you mark that?
Why did you say that name? The funniest scene in this comedy movie is not intended to be funny. And that's when Superman is at a bar drinking with like a 5 o'clock shadow, smashing the bottles and destroying things. Just in his Superman suit. So at this point in the movie, he's moved on from the inconveniences into causing a huge oil spill. But everyone at this bar was just okay with him being there. They were just chill with him destroying things over there. That was cool.
They may be drinkers, Robin, but they're also human beings.
But then he had to run away from that annoying kid, the greatest foe he's faced so far.
Superman, you're just in a slump. You can do it, Superman. Superman,
And then he splits in two and fights himself. Tremendous. I don't know what's happening or why at this point. I've just accepted it and I'm gonna enjoy myself. My bumbling is just a character. Why did they just have a pool of acid over there? This movie is garbage.
What the hell is going on?
And then he strangles himself, and then that makes the Superman disappear. And then that's the end of the fight. Makes it easy! That's how that's cured, huh? Oh wait, so he starts out that scene as Superman and then ends as Clark. So where did that outfit come from? Did he just magically create some clothes? Why does he bother changing at this point? Martha! And then he blows the oil away? Nonsense. Suspension of disbelief broken. It's okay, guys. I strangled myself. I'm fine now. Because this movie doesn't have enough plot already, Richard Pryor gets funding to build his do-anything computer.
Well, what will it do?
Anything I tell it.
What will it do for me?
It'll do anything you tell me to tell it to do for you. Anyone attacks this machine or anything, the computer counterattacks. I mean, it finds their weaknesses and wipes them out.
That sounds delightfully generic. Computers have no limits in 1983. They proceed to build this computer and then wait for Superman in the desert. Why were they expecting him to get better? They didn't even know that their laced kryptonite was going to turn him evil in the first place. And what do they expect to gain from this? Weren't they trying to destroy the Colombian coffee industry or something?
I know enough about computers to put a PhD to shame.
Well, then why did they need Richard Pryor? You'll never get me, Los Webster. Why did he program a game over screen? Computers aren't magic. You have to put things into there. So were they expecting to lose? And why was Richard Pryor unemployed if he was smart enough to make blueprints for a do-anything computer?
What the hell is going on?
The Let's see how long you can carry on without any air.
What the hell is going on?
And then Richard Pryor acts surprised that they're gonna try and hurt Superman? Like, dude, you gave him kryptonite with the express purpose of killing him like half an hour ago.
In the kryptonite, there was an unknown element, and it's unknown, and Superman didn't die.
He didn't die.
And then the computer starts learning and comes to life on its own?
It wants to live. What the hell is going on?
Then comes the body horror. It horrifically transforms one of the people into a robot cyborg thing. What the hell?
What the hell is going on?
Why did this turn into an evil computer movie now? Good God, we don't need another plot, just end!
A machine so powerful it can change the weather, control the Earth, and even reprogram Superman.
You know, hey.
Oh no, its one weakness was a little bit of acid?
What the hell is going on?
Oh, she's fine now. It's easy to recover from horrific bodily mutilation. Richard Pryor designed this terrifying death machine, did he?
Say, does your boss have a computer in this operation?
Yeah, he got a little bitty one about that big.
Well, you tell him he could do a lot worse than to give Gus Gorman here a job.
I know he had a change of heart, but he tried to kill you. He created a death machine. Maybe let him work at it a little before you start giving him job references. Thank God the bingo plot is a conclusion, though. Dude! That's really, what you can end your movie on, huh? It was no turning the world back in time, but I guess. Superman 3 gets a lot of shit for Richard Pryor being in it, but he is the least of this movie's problems. It feels more like an episode of a TV series than a blockbuster movie. If I'd seen this while I was writing the script for the Superman 2 review, I would have given it some more slack, because man, is this stuffed with so much in the service of nothing. There are too many ideas that are never given the proper time or conclusions, except Bingo and the Leaning Tower of Pisa. We don't even know what happened with the villains. Did Superman leave them behind? Gus's sudden case of good guy-itis is never explained, it just is. And Lana and Lois's story comes to nothing. Lois just kind of looks jealous and will never see Lana again. And what is Clark's story here? He doesn't seem to pursue the relationship with Lana, and he has no sounding board to indicate his feelings through much of the movie. Is this him fighting his inner demons? Nothing he does has to do with him personally. A fight for identity? That'd make way more sense if he wanted to pursue a relationship and couldn't, or felt Superman was holding him back from living his life. But prior to being evil, everything seems to be going great for him. The actors work with what they've got, and sometimes it verges into so bad it's good, but it's definitely the worst one so far. I can only hope that they redeem themselves with Superman 4, truly the most beloved of the franchise. I'll see you guys then!